There are two things everybody in the state of Arkansas are talking about today. John Calipari taking over as head coach of the basketball program and the Eclipse. So let's talk to Trey Biddy of hogsports.com about all things Razorbacks basketball and maybe some Eclipse as well, man. I know you know Razorbacks basketball, but how's your solar eclipse knowledge?
I've got the glasses. I know you got to wear the glasses. So, yeah, it's been a big deal here. There's people flying in from all over. I've got relatives coming from other states and stuff. So, yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
All right, another big deal. Calipari going to Arkansas. What were your initial thoughts on the news, and how did they manage to get this deal done without any leaks?
Yeah, well, I mean, technically it's still leaked because it's not official, right? So it's still kind of leakish, I guess. But, you know, I'd heard about it on Saturday. Somebody was hitting me up, hey, look out for Calipari in Arkansas. I just refused to, let myself latch onto that idea just because of everything that had happened that we'd reported on the Chris Beard stuff, which was real. It just all kind of fell through. But I was told, hey, Calipari in Arkansas is real. John Tyson, who, for those familiar with Tyson Foods, world's largest meat producer, John Tyson and him meet at Herman's every year when he comes in town for basketball, and they're good friends, and he's willing to support and all this stuff. And I'd actually posted all this stuff on our message board, the Razor's Edge, and put under it that's the rumor that's going to start going wildfire tomorrow. Wow. And it turned out not to be a rumor. It turned out to be true. So it was starting to leak out there. People were talking about Calipari in Arkansas, but man, you don't really believe it, I guess, until it just comes to pass. So it's a huge deal in the state of Arkansas. Everybody's talking about the Eclipse. Some people said they should announce John Calipari during the Path of Totality, which would be kind of cool. But I think we'll probably see a press conference on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch. And it's funny that just that whole story behind the head of Tyson, that's a great way to bring somebody in. I know the donor reaction. What's the fan base? Now, what's the expectations on this program, both short and long term?
Yeah, well, you mentioned the donor reaction too. Just a little bit more on that. A lot of people don't realize, what kind of money is in Arkansas. Northwest Arkansas, where Fayetteville is located, is the home of the world's largest retailer in Walmart. We mentioned John Tyson, the world's largest meat producer, all in this small area up in Northwest Arkansas. Plus, you've got J.B. Hunt Trucking, which is a Fortune 500 company, and they've been really big for NIL in Arkansas. Stevens Inc., which is a financial management company that's big Arkansas boosters also. So there's a lot of key people that were dedicated to making sure that this was a big time hire. As I mentioned, Chris Beard was involved in the hire, and there's a lot of people from Central Arkansas, big money people, that were really pushing that and saying, hey, we can help with the salary, we can help with NIL, which is a big part of college sports. And then of course with Tyson and John Calipari with their connections also. I mean, we're talking a salary of $8 million, and word of NIL funds up $5-6 million, which is huge in the world of college basketball. Arkansas has really shown they're making a big investment. The fan reaction has been tremendous. Obviously, it's been a roller coaster. You have your coach who went to 2 Elite Eights, 3 Sweet 16s, and now he's going to go to Southern Cal, which is, I know he's from the West Coast, but that's traditionally a lesser job than Arkansas from a tradition standpoint, from support for basketball. So there's a lot of weird reactions to that. And then, you hear Chris Beard, and then that thing falls through. And then there's all kinds of other. Jerome Tang was another name that was talked about. Wasn't offered the job, but was another name that there was some interest, Chris Jans at Mississippi State. There were a lot of coaches that were interested in the job. Arkansas is a great job. It's a 20,000-seat arena, huge fan support. They show up win or lose, and, a great tradition at Arkansas. So there was the idea that they should be able to go out and hire a big-time coach, and then when Beard, and then it went down, and then Calipari came up, and it's just why, is this real? Just the idea of having John Calipari put on a Razorback hat and call the Hogs is just, it's mind-blowing. So fans almost to a person are dramatically excited about this.
Big money, big-time coach, breeds big-time expectations. Would you say it's, let's say, Sweet 16 or bust next year for the Razorbacks?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, obviously, it's been since 2012 since he's won the national championship at Kentucky, went to a national championship game at Memphis also. Obviously, they got bounced in the first round last year, and I believe maybe the round of 32 or something the year before that. So it hasn't been just like sunshine and rainbows over there. They win a lot, but to me, to have like a great basketball season, not only do you have to have a really great regular season, but you got to finish. And that's what's obviously, the one thing people would look at and say, got to do better there. I think there's an interesting comparison. A lot of people have talked about like Andy Reid when he went to the Kansas City Chiefs. People in Philadelphia were kind of calling him washed up and all this stuff, and he's past his prime and stuff. And then look what he's done with Kansas City. So Arkansas needs John Calipari to be Andy Reid.
I love the Andy Reid reference. Really quick, tell the people where they can find you, Trey.
Yeah, you can follow me at Trey Biddy. It's easy, TreyBiddy on Twitter. And you can come sign up if any Razorback fan out there listening at HAWGsports.com, part of the 24/7 Sports Network.
All right, Trey, thanks for hopping on with us.
Yep, good to be on.